From the Office of Equity, Access, and Participation. Rady Faculty of Health Sciences, University of Manitoba. Rady Pride presents 2SLGBTQIA plus Clarified. Prepared by the Project Coordinator. In Canada, gender-neutral acronyms are usually regional. Currently, Manitoba adopts the 2SLGBTQIA plus acronym, and it is important to educate the public about it. To begin, let's talk about sex, gender, and gender identities, three similar, yet different things. Let's get into it. What is sex? Sex is simply the biological gender that we are born with. Gender refers to how people reflect on and express themselves and their perceived, psychological gender identity. This is also known as the social gender. But that's not all. Aside the binary sexual identification of male and female, there is this popular acronym, 2SLGBTQIA+, which is still not very clear to some people. And to sum up all these components in sex, gender, and gender identity, we'll use the term 2SLGBTQIA+. For a better explanation, we will classify it into 2S, LGBA, TI, and Q+. The first two letters, 2S, which stands as 1, represents two-spirit. Did you know that two-spirit goes beyond sexual or gender identity? And it originated from the indigenous peoples? It comprises the unique sexual, gender, and spiritual positions that existed in many indigenous communities prior to colonization. And yes, it's still very much celebrated today. Two-spirit describes an individual who identifies with both masculine and feminine spirits, and is a term used by some indigenous peoples to express their sexual, gender, and spiritual identities. So, there is the masculine biological body accommodating both masculine and feminine spirits. The feminine biological body bearing both feminine and masculine spirits. And the intersexual biological body harboring both masculine and feminine spirits. Fascinating, isn't it? This sums up the belief that there's a strong connection among a person's spiritual, sexual, and gender identities. The letters LGBA speak of sexual orientation. L stands for lesbian. These are women who are attracted to other women. G stands for gay. They are men who are attracted to other men. The B stands for bisexual. These are individuals who are attracted to both women and men. The A stands for asexual. Asexual is a term used for individuals who do not feel sexual attraction towards any gender. Asexual people, also known as ace or aces, may have little interest in having sex, even though they desire emotionally intimate relationships. Asexuality is a sexual orientation and should not be confused with celibacy, which is a choice to abstain from sexual activities and doesn't indicate anything about one's sexual attractions. Next are the letters T and I, which revolve around gender identity. T stands for trans. It buttresses the idea that gender and sex are different. People are born with a biological sex and are then assigned the attribute girl or boy. However, for some people, these binary attributes do not resonate with them. They know they have a different gender identity from their sex and want to have it accepted by society. So, if the biological sex is different from the gender of a person, we speak of a trans woman or trans man, respectively. However, there are people for whom these two attributes are simply not sufficient, who feel neither as male nor female and find their own identity. The correct term here is non-binary, and the variety is as broad as there are people on Earth. The I stands for intersexual. Some people are born with no definitive biological sex. They have ambiguous biological features at birth. Sometimes, intersexual kids or individuals have surgery to adapt their sex and are hence defined a specific sex. Other times, these folks maintain their intersexual identity and embrace their uniqueness. The term queer or questioning is symbolized by the letter Q. It serves as an inclusive umbrella, encompassing individuals who identify with various sexual, gender, and spiritual orientations and identities within the expansive 2SLGBTQIA+ community. And then, there is the plus, which stands for the evolving state of the spectrum, amplifying the continued expansion of people's intersecting identities. To wrap up, because of people's sexual, gender, and spiritual intersectionality, the society, in addition to male and female, has expanded, adding a third gender term, non-binary/diverse/gender-fluid/multigender. Daily, society redetermines what is male, female, or gender fluid or queer. Within this spectrum, every individual has the right and freedom to express and live their sexual, gender, and spiritual identities, peacefully and respectfully.